Abraham, I wanted to ask about education and the way we educate our children, and if there's a way to evolve that as a system or just in our own small individual spheres. Is there a role for behavior mod techniques? You know, with this infraction, there will be a timeout, or, you know, I mean, is there a role for that, or are we misguided in doing any behavior modification?
Well, the thing that makes it a little tricky is that when you are oriented in a world that seems to be interacting that way with everyone, where so much emphasis is put upon that,
yes,
you would truly be a breath of fresh air if you were not one who did it.
Right.
And
that's true.
You might explain to them that you know that there are ways of motivating people, and describe to them what you mean. Say to them that you yourself have been motivated by people who say, if you do that you will be rewarded, and if you do that you will be punished, and that you have actually found your own behavior being modified by you in order to accommodate those mindsets. But that instead of someone who is trying to motivate them, you would rather be one who inspires them, and then begin by describing to them who they really are. Let them know that you sort of see yourself as someone who's standing over there with the very best of them, who knows who they really are. And whether you ever speak those words to them or not, let that be your mindset. In other words, if you can in your own being square away the distinction between motivating somebody by saying, if you do that, then I will do this to you, or inspiring someone, which is to say, this is who you really are, and I see it so clearly that I can't get it out of my head, and why don't you come over here and see yourself as I see you, because this is who you really are. And it's a little tricky in a school system or any environment where children, they want to test the limits because they innately know that they are good. And when someone gets cross current of their understanding that this child is good, now you can have a run for your money that could last the entire lifetime of your interaction with that person. In other words, there's something that goes so wrong when a person is finally convinced that they are broken or that they are inappropriate in some way. And so if you can hold yourself in a place where you know unequivocally of their value, they will rise to show you that value again and again and again and again.
That's true. I have the good fortune to be able to be in a role like that in a school as a social worker, and I love, you know, when I'm able to be in that kind of a role. It's a gift that, you know, I love, but it feels like with all of the other people in the school who are also reaching from that kind of positive place, we're sort of like isolated little pockets of good energy when it happens. And is there a way to sort of bring those little...
Well, you are isolated in the sense that most people are just looking, and if they see good behavior, they appreciate it, and if they see bad behavior, they don't like it. But most people do not feel that it is their responsibility as a teacher or as a friend or as anybody to reorient the way they're looking at something. Most people really expect somebody else to change the condition or the behavior so that when they look at it, they can feel better. Almost everybody in the world thinks that things should just be shaped up better for them. We like to say that every particle of the universe, which includes everything, it includes everybody, has aspects that you really like and aspects that you really don't like. And we'd like to take it further. No matter who you're looking at, you can look at them as the source within you looks at them, or you can look at them as a more disconnected you looks at them. And what you see has so much more to do with your alignment, with your closing of the gap, than it does with them. You can get yourselves in a position where you feel the futility of trying to help them to see themselves as they really are in light of the whole context of their life experience. Or you can do the only thing that you can do, which is keep yourself in vibrational alignment with who you are, case by case, experience by experience, as you're exposed to whatever you are exposed to. And before you know it, you'll have such good sea legs, and you'll be so well connected to who you are that you'll say the right thing at the right time, even though there's quite a variety of different experiences of people coming to you. Of the children that you interact with on a daily basis, the majority of them are in alignment with who they really are, no matter what environmental nest they come forth from. Children are just, on the whole, more tuned in, tapped in, turned on than the adults who seek to mentor them. And they are not nearly as bothered by the things that adults want them to be bothered by as the adults who want them to be bothered by them. And so if we were part of a school system, we would see it as a social environment where contrast reigns, where new desires are being born. And we would say to ourselves every day, this environment, no matter how it looks, is doing a very good job of helping these children to put things in their vibrational escrow. And then we would, in the privacy of our own mind, try to imagine what might be in their vibrational escrows. And you can almost figure it out just by watching their day-to-day behavior. If you see someone who's shy, you know they're asking to be less introverted and more sure of themselves. If you see someone who's timid, you know that what they're wanting is greater clarity about who they are. In other words, you can see by experiencing through your eyes the contrast that they are living. You can almost feel who they're wanting to be, and then you can extrapolate from that and utilize the resources of your own source to see them that way. And before you know it, you'll have a whole lot of little friends who are just showing up pretty regularly to try to get a glimpse of themselves as seen through your eyes. And that really is such a satisfying experience. And you'll know you've figured it out when you stop worrying about them. You'll know that you've figured it out when things are funny to you, not tragic. You know you've figured it out when you're able to make everything less significant. You know you've figured it out when you feel more lighthearted, when you feel more playful, when you stop trying to make school the end all of all things, when you start seeing it as just a step along the way as the children are seeing it. When you stop making school a big deal, then you'll know that you've put school in its proper place for its greatest benefit to them. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.